So we will actually get ready to go. And if anyone else joins, they're welcome to join. Um, Real quick, as we get started today, I do want to do some introductions. First of all, my name is Summer Ball. I am the Senior Manager of Mentoring for the data programs, both undergrad and graduate level. Um, and I would like for my peers here with us to introduce themselves. So, Lori, if you would introduce yourself, and then Sharon, you as well.
Sure. My name is Lori Kahn, and I am manager of the mentoring faculty for the BSDA program, the undergrad. Um, and I share that responsibility with another who is not here today, but we're very excited for you to learn about our program.
Uh, Hello, everyone. I am Shireen Ali. I am an instructor and faculty lead in the data analytic team. I teach the courses in the MSDA program, and I'll be happy to answer any questions related to the courses there.
Perfect. Let's see here. Please know that I'm getting ready to share my screen, and when I do, I will go off camera because the system makes my camera flicker. But at any point during the presentation, if you have questions, you are welcome to put your questions in chat, and we will be able to answer them for you. We welcome your questions. So again, Lori will keep her eye on the chat. I won't be able to see everyone, but I am going to go off camera and we will jump into the presentation. And let's do that right now. All right. Are you able to see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So welcome to the School of Technology. And I know specifically we are here to talk about data analytics. My name is Summer Ball. As I said, I am the Senior Manager of Mentoring for Data, and we just want to welcome you today. So I want to dive in deeper to a comment from the overview video you saw a few moments ago and dig into data analytics now. Data analytics is truly an umbrella term and a discipline that encompasses roles including data scientists, data engineers, analytics product managers, change management agents, and data architects.
Summer, some of the attendees say that the video won't start for them and it's buffering.
I'm not sure why that is.
Yeah, it should actually be a PowerPoint you're seeing and not a video.
Yeah, you might try refreshing the page. Let's try that. I'll keep talking about this and let Lori and Sharon know in chat if you're able to see things. At WGU, we view analytics as the creative use of data and statistical modeling to tell a compelling story that not only drives strategic action, but also results in business value. Because the term analytics is so broad, there's a lot to unpack. The biggest takeaway is it's not just about data-derived insights. While that's very critical and data is important, it's only part of the whole picture. It's a notion of data analytics being embedded within a business process. And you need to have an understanding of competencies around business influence. Things like communication strategies, change management, and truly affecting change. Understanding the business domain and then thinking about where and how you're going to put those insights into a business process to be able to move forward and really make sure that the decision maker has the output of your analysis when it matters so they can act on it. Your role may lead you to reinvent a business process as well. The notion of analytics is cyclical a team sport, and a call to action. When we talk about analytics being cyclical, think about how we evolve over the years. We're not the same person we were 10 years ago, or at least I'm not. Maybe you are. I'm not. As data changes, the analysis that you're running need to fundamentally change too. When we talk about this notion of analytics being a team sport, we recognize in analytics, it really has become that umbrella where you have roles that include data scientists, but also now include data engineering and analytics translators. These people that sit between the business and the technical team that are actually there to be the change agents and storytellers. So you have these analytic product managers, data scientists, data engineers, and you even have the data analyst, which has really evolved as a role. And all these people come together to actually form the team of what we consider to be analytics today. Analytics could be anywhere in the business. As you think about your journey, you could go really technical, or you could stay towards some of the business influence skills, or find somewhere in between. And you can even change as you go because we really don't know how data analytics will continue to evolve. We just know there will always be data analytics. And I want to touch on the last notion of analytics, that is a call to action. Yes, the data is important. Yes, the model and the algorithms are important, but you need to be able to actually drive change with it. You need to be able to have a recommendation. What do you do if this is the result? What does that mean from a business perspective? Do you need to get marketing engaged? Does financing need to be engaged? Or how about legal? There needs to be an actual strategy in place to show and educate how you use what the model output has provided. So all this together comes back to really form the ingredients to go into the definition that you see on the screen. And the great thing is here at WGU, in both the undergrad analytics program and the master's analytics program, these are the elements that students are learning. So we've got a graph here, and it just shows you that data analytics experts pretty much they exist in everything we do. Even if you're not an analytics professional per se, the parts of the job exist in everything we do. The first stage on the left is identifying an opportunity where data can potentially provide value. There are different times in our lives we have a particular problem that we're working at and we're trying to analyze. From our past experiences to be able to make a change or an adjustment to provide a certain outcome. So we have that opportunity identified. Number two, we try to transform the data that we have into actionable knowledge using data mining techniques. This might just be trying to put data into a logical order and do some kind of cause and effect analysis in a professional role, and maybe tweaking that data in such a way to run a particular type or predictive algorithm. Or you may realize that as you're looking at this data, you don't actually have all the data that you need to be able to run a particular analysis in your project. You need to step back for a second and put a plan in place for how you're going to collect that data. Number three, once you've had the data and you run some kind of analysis, that's your opportunity to act on it. So what are you going to do? What does your analysis tell you? Are you surprised by the results? Do you have to change the way your business works? Do you have to change the job families and job descriptions that you have at your company? What are the implications to do this? How much is it going to cost? And this is where you get these analytic translator roles that come in, where you take that output from the data scientist, from the engineer, from the data analyst, and you start putting it back into a business context. And then finally, with number four, you need to actually say, okay, if I acted, did the result that I expected actually come to life, or did something totally different happen? And if something different happened, why was that? Why didn't I assume that's what was going to happen? What was I missing? We call this a co-founder. So it's an opportunity to really learn from the cause and effect of what you did based on the data insights that you derived. And then from there, the cycle restarts itself again. Life changes, people change, data changes. Nothing you build is static. So all of this comes down to a lot of those different roles that I was talking about. Before we talk about roles, I want to tie some ends together. Analytics is ultimately made up of roles that balance three key levers. A lever for programming skills such as Python or SQL, a lever for mathematical skills such as statistics and probability, and a lever for business influence skills. Different roles in analytics will have different combinations of these levers. As you're in your analytics career and education, you'll have the opportunity to navigate to the role that best fits your interest and passions, whether it be data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, machine learning engineer, analytics translator, or some other to be defined analytics role that doesn't even exist yet. Our goal is to build you a foundation that you can springboard from. The data analyst, which many of you will likely pursue as your first job upon graduation from WGU, will have all levers at the midway mark, meaning that you can demonstrate competitive competence in each of the three skill domains without necessarily being an expert in any one area just yet. The role of data scientist, it's where all three levels are moved all the way up. This means that to be a data scientist, you need to have expert level skills in math, in programming, and in business, which is why data scientist roles are seen as the quote unquote unicorn positions and why they pay so well. The data engineer will have high coding skills, moderate math skills, and likely has foundational business skills. Analytic translator and visualization scientist are roles that are higher on the business influence skill lever. There are a variety of opportunities for you when it comes to pathing and flexibility. So the next couple slides that are here are really around, is this career worth the investment? So that's the great thing about this is job postings in the analytics field, both for bachelor's and for master's, are seeing tremendous growth. But I do want to say, sometimes it doesn't have the word data in there. You want to also look for the skill sets because sometimes companies are not saying data analyst. Maybe they're calling it an analyst, and you look at the job description and you say, "Oh yes, that's what I know how to do." But I do want to note that data scientists are among the top 10 fastest growing occupations according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. We can see that data scientist roles are in double-digit growth and at or just below six-figure wages. Now, I do want to point out that's according again to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. I'm not the one out there paying that wage. But that's what the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics is reporting. You'll see a lot of companies that are employing analytics today, ranging from, Deloitte, Meta, Blue Cross, Amazon, Humana, Travelers. Those are just the large companies. They're all size of organizations hiring data analytics roles. And if there's a particular industry like healthcare, finance, tech, nonprofit, any of those that really interest you, there's a very good chance that they're hiring analytics professionals there. Next, we want to look at the skills alignment. So one of the things you'll see both in the undergrad program and the grad program is this concept of the data analytics life cycle, which is really the analytics life cycle that goes from your business problem and business understanding all the way through the model, build, getting back to some kind of reporting and visualization at the end. Now, again, in the undergrad, it's really giving you a foundation, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. Yet in the master's, you'll go deeper into the life cycle. You'll become more of an expert in each of these different categories. But the thing that's interesting is as you go around the circle, you can see where a lot of those different roles that make this more of the business process start to come to life. So you have that business understanding up front. This is where a lot more of those soft skills are going to come in. This is the problem solving stage and being able to work with your stakeholder as a true business partner. From there, you're going to start to translate that into data analytics problem statements. So you'll be able to work with data at this point. You create your data wish list. You may be getting data yourself, or you may be working with the team to get it. You'll see skills around database management, and you'll see SQL. You may see Python or R. There are different ways to get that data and wrangle it. You'll clean it in the next step, and that's really about getting to that adequate level where you can run an analysis that you'll have confidence in. You'll start to explore the data. Once you have it, again, you may use SQL or Python or R. This is where you're going to see some of the traditional exploratory data analysis. You're really trying to dive into the data and then go back and ask business questions. Where things don't make sense, you want to make sure that you're immersing yourself and you're not making any assumption about what that data represents. You'll then go into the predictive modeling of some kind, depending on what you're doing. Data mining and machine learning are where you'll see some of those more advanced programming techniques come out again. You may be in Python or R or even something else. And then finally, when you get back into the acting and the learning stage, and you're looking at the 11 o'clock hour circle on the top left, this is where you have implementation and visualization. You'll have Tableau and Power BI. These are vehicles. They're tools you're using for storytelling to drive change management, process engineering, and helping the business to consume what you found and what you predicted and what you built to be able to really affect change. And then we start again. The business problem evolves, the data evolves, new complexities happen, and we continue to do this cycle as a living, breathing thing. I told you there's a lot to unpack. Let's let that sink in a minute, because the next thing we're going to jump into is talking about the bachelor's and master's. So take a breath. Ready to go? Here we go. All right. So first, let's take a look at the Bachelor of Science in Data Analytics, or BSDA, as we call it. This is really where you'll get the foundational skill set you need to springboard your career. It's meant to prepare you for a career as a data analyst, as somebody who is junior on a data science team, or as a business professional that may specialize in analytics. You'll see that the program balances math, programming, and business influence skills. As you can see, you've really got a nice breadth of those different levers that we talked about earlier in the presentation. With this, the curriculum will cover the data analytics lifecycle. You'll see Python and R. You'll have statistics and predictive modeling foundations. You'll look at SQL, which is used for data management and data wrangling. Visualization tools like Tableau, and you'll get exposure to machine learning, especially with the Udacity Nano degree that's offered in the program. You'll see here on the right a list of the embedded certifications that you earn as you go. So you have exposure to CompTIA, and you'll have, again, the Udacity Nano degree, which is a data analytics specialization, and the optionality for business influence certifications in design thinking and change management. To wrap up, BSDA gives you exposure to the levers and to the different elements of the life cycle. All of this will help you find your passion and what really matters to you and really energizes you when it comes to data analytics. And let me say too, sometimes there's an assumption of if I already have a bachelor's degree, I should always go to the master's. The master's is always going to be best. The bachelor's or the BSDA is worth considering if you don't have the background in data analytics. This is what is going to build your foundation. And I can't stress that enough. What is better is what is going to serve you best, not an assumption of bigger must be better or masters must be better. It's what's going to serve you in your career best. So this past August, we welcome our first round of students into our redeveloped and reimagined MSDA program, or Master of Science in Data Analytics. We went from one general MSDA program to 3 concentrations: data science, data engineering, and decision process engineering. The MSDA is where you're going to get a much deeper dive into the data analytics lifecycle and allow you to establish more of an expertise and mastery of those skill sets, especially as it relates to later concentration related courses. You'll really go deeper into each of the steps, whether it's sourcing data, mining data, doing your descriptive and predictive analysis, looking at visualization, and ultimately putting it all together in a capstone. So with this, in this program, you'll have exposure to Python and R, which are 2 of the most common languages that you'll see in the corporate space, whether it's private or public. You'll see a good focus on statistics from parametric and non-parametric testing. You'll see SQL and data cleaning. You'll have Tableau and data presentation, and you'll have advanced analytics techniques that will go a little bit deeper than what you would get in the undergrad. So you'll see neural networks, you'll see market basket analysis, you'll see natural language processing, you'll see dimensionality reduction, and you're really getting a nice suite of products to be able to use based on the different business problems that you're going to come across. Our goal is to provide students with the mastery of core skills. Think of the data analytics lifecycle and the skills mentioned a moment ago that anyone under the data analytics umbrella needs to be successful. Then, as students determine which path appeals the most, they can move through the concentration that meets their goals. Now, just like with the undergrad, there are embedded credentials. Every new student will receive 3 internal WGU certificates, 2 from the core and 1 from their concentration area. Data ops, students will have built and demonstrate competence in the organization and preparation of data from downstream analysis, as well as deployment of data analytics models. This is received after completion of data management, data preparation, and deployment courses. DA prep, students will have built and demonstrate competence in typical data analytics workflows, data mining approaches, and using statistics and communication of data insights to drive organizational decision-making. And it's received after completing data analytics journey, storytelling, and statistical data mining sources. And then the data science professional specialization. And this demonstrates competence in machine learning, advanced analytics techniques, including neural networks and natural language processing, and numerical optimization used to address business needs. Data engineering professional specialization demonstrates a competence in the design, development, and evaluation of data pipelines to acquire, transform, and store data in scalable environments for downstream analysis. Decision process engineering professional specialization that demonstrates competence in the design and development of project plans, business process re-engineering maps, and decision intelligence workflows to integrate analysis within an existing business context. You can get those out on LinkedIn and get them on your resume. Start getting people excited about these accomplishments as you're going through the Master's in Data Analytics. So before we move into questions, I'll recap the two programs. BSDA is exposure to the foundations of data analytics, the breadth of information covered, learning about the data analytics discipline generally, and learning most important skills to get started or to career switch. Master's is about depth, diving deeper into statistical analysis, programming, machine learning models, and advanced data management. In our programs, you'll walk away with the ability to break down and think through analytics problems. Once employed, you can apply this thinking, helping to navigate analytical problems as you work to affect change. As WGU works hard to stay market relevant, we follow a development life cycle that allows us to research and validate what skills employers want and how we can support our students in achieving those skills. The current Masters of Data Analytics launched in 2020. We've had the opportunity to watch the field expand, see new skills arise, define what analytics means to WGU, especially as we redeveloped our bachelor's program in September of 2023. And we can track key performance metrics of the current MSDA program. In partnership with the Skills Architecture, academic and product development team, as well as our advisory board, comprised of thought leaders from companies such as Google, eBay, Morgan Stanley, Expedia Group, and the Bank of America, we're uncovering the need for 3 concentrations in our new MSDA program that we rolled out. As David Perkinson's Curious You video noted, we will establish concentrations, and we have, in data science, data engineering, and design process engineering. Our goal is to provide students with the mastery of core skills that anyone under the data analytics umbrella needs to be successful. Then as students determine their path, they can move through the concentration that meets their goals. So I just want to say too, if you have any questions beyond this, you are always welcome to reach out to your enrollment counselor. That is certainly an option. You can reach out to myself. Again, my name is Summer Ball. I'm the senior manager for mentoring. And then our academic director is Yu Sun. You are welcome to reach out to Yu Sun as well. So with that, Lori, I know that you all have been manning the chat. Any questions that we need to address?
There is a question from Parsha that she say, I have a bachelor mechanical engineer, and the website say a STEM degree is a requirement. However, I don't see this degree as open to all STEM.
It is true. It's not all STEM. We want to make sure that it is a degree that has you prepared. I would really encourage you here, speak to your enrollment counselor about the degree that you have and the elements that you feel line up. They can help if it's not something that's on the list. They can reach out to Yu Sun, the program director, and see if it needs to be considered separately. So that is an option that can be done. But the STEM degree list that we have is very specific because, to be honest, if we kept it as, if you will, an open STEM list, there are many degrees that would technically be considered STEM that do not allow students to be prepared for this program. You could have a STEM degree in nursing, but it may not align with being prepared for the coding or statistics element. But I would encourage you, reach out to your enrollment counselor. They can help and advocate where possible.
There's also a question about transitioning from the bachelor's in data analytics and a master's that is more AI focused, or would that be too tough of a jump to make?
I don't feel like that would be too tough of a jump to make, because the bachelor's is going to give you a real foundation, and I know it's a foundation in data analytics, but a master's that is more AI focused, the back end of AI has a lot to do with algorithms. And that's something that's going to be addressed in the undergrad data program. I think it's going to also provide some thought, some critical thought. So I definitely think it is a good option. And I know we've only got about 10 seconds here, Zachary. I do see your question.
Last question, can it be like any prerequisite required or skilled for required for any entry level 18 years old entering the data analytics field? Any special requirements?
None that I know of. No, but I will tell you, in data analytics, often it is anywhere you can have experience that you can display that aligns with it. It does not have to be direct, but especially anything with coding and analytical analysis really helps. I know our time is up. Please let me encourage you. If you have other questions, your enrollment counselor is definitely a first stop. But you are welcome to email myself, Summer Ball, or even our director, Yu Sun, and we are happy to take your questions. We want to make sure that you are able to make the best decision for you and for your future. Thank you all for stopping in today.